And I watched the whole thing. He got the Clips channel. And he said that and I guess he's friends with Kyle Rittenhouse. He knows Kyle Rittenhouse, and he says that Kyle Rittenhouse didn't kill any black people. And I saw another guy, black Republican guy, say that BLM is misguided by protesting Kyle Rittenhouse because Kyle Rittenhouse didn't kill any black people. But that BLM should be protesting all the black people that are killed in Memphis. Memphis is a dangerous city. Memphis is a dangerous city. And a lot of people down there working on getting things to be better in Memphis. Here's the thing, though. A lot of people look at this as, number one, it's by the grace of God that Kyle Rittenhouse didn't kill any black people. Number one.
Right.
Number two, he killed allies.
Yeah.
And people that believe in allyship think that the life of an ally, the life of somebody who puts it on the line for you, who's out there marching in lockstep, an accomplice that's trying to make the world better for you, is worth remembering, protecting, and going to battle for as much as anything else. Somebody that took your side in a struggle for your life. Like a fellow compadre, a comrade. Those lives that Kyle Rittenhouse took. You didn't have to take them.
Right.
He was able to beat the American court system. Good for him. That's the way that it works. But there's a social and cultural cost. And there should be. There should be a social and cultural cost.
So Van Lathan, another nigga crack, said recently on his Higher Learning podcast with his big forehead Rachel Lindsay, co-host, that in their agreement, he said that Kyle Rittenhouse killed allies. These three white men is who Van Lathan sees as allies. All criminals. All convicted. Well, let's just see. One convicted of felony assault and burglary and domestic abuse, false imprisonment, and an illegal weapon. The next one, he dead though. Next guy, felony burglary, probation, illegal weapon. So he was a felon who had a gun, which is already a thing. He was on probation, so he most likely shouldn't have been out there in the protests either. And he had a gun while on probation and a felon. And then there's our favorite of all, Joseph Rosenbaum. In a world full of Rosenbaums, I'm a Rittenhouse. Sex offender level 3. And he failed to maintain his status, meaning he was moving in neighborhoods and not telling people he liked to touch little boys. And he probably shouldn't have been chasing a 17-year-old boy that night either. But I am perplexed that these niggercrats, after all the information and after everything happened with the case, they still defending these people as allies. And we know damn well that a lot of these white liberals, and I just thought about this in real time, they get to come down to, it's like their purge. It's like their version of, the room you go to, we have them all over the state now, the smash rooms. We just go in there, you put the suit on, you put the goggles on, you get to go in there with the bat and blow up some stuff and beat some stuff up. That's how some of these white liberals treat the black communities that have protests and riots and whatnot. They get to come down, leave their nice homes. I don't know about these dudes, they probably poor white trash and they live in those areas too, but as you saw the lawyer who threw the cocktail and the one chick who helped burn down the Wendy's in Atlanta, these people were not, that wasn't their community or where they lived at. And they get to come down there and they, get to have their purge on, and then they go back to their homes and their regular lives, except for the ones who were stupid enough to get caught on camera doing it and not have their face covered. They get prosecuted and go to jail, whatever, until mom and daddy bail them out or whatnot. But off the surface, you know that every single person down there is an ally. Some of them are people on the right. Some of them are provocateurs. Some of them are the FBI and agents that are putting the rocks and the boulders in front of the buildings so that they can do all these things. So it's not everybody down there who was on that side was an ally. You think that if there was a purge right now, all the criminals wouldn't come out and have fun and take that to their advantage and utilize that situation? I'm just saying, I would not just assume that that's what they were there for. I didn't see if they had some, evidence of these activism of these three white criminals, all felons if I'm not mistaken. Assault and battery is not a felony, but the other two are felons. I would think that you would do your due diligence to have proof to say, okay, these guys have a history of doing this and helping and fighting for black folks and George Floyd and all this other stuff and whatever happened. But they don't have that. But still in 2024, several years after the situation, after the fact, is black folks still defending these motherfuckers? And they I'm saying we call out the coons on the right, but we never call out the coons on the left. And that's some coon ass shit to say that he was an ally. Now, I don't agree with Kyle Rittenhouse fucking with TPSU and Charlie Kirk. I think Charlie Kirk is trash. I'll do videos about that in the future. I do understand that he has exhausted everything. He got a bunch of legal bills, a bunch of people who came out acting they support him on the right. They got what they could and they bounced the same way we got those ambulance chasers and lawyers on the left who's at every single shooting of a black person and whatnot and gets a cut of those checks. The right has the same thing, and that seems to have happened to Kyle Rittenhouse, and he's in a situation where he's screwed. Colleges won't want him to come in there. Neighborhoods don't want him to live there. As Van said, for the rest of his life, he should have the social credit score, and he should be harassed like he was at this situation. But again, him messing with TV, I think that's his last bastion of hope. I think that was his last thing. I would hope that a gun organization would have messed with him. He said that the NRA did not help him at all. He said another organization did help him to a point, but they stopped. Hopefully some more of a grassroots place would have helped him and looked out for him. But I think he's in a bad spot. So I looked at him joining with them as desperation. And he should leave that organization because Charlie Kirk is a dickhead and causing more problems for those people on the right. But I'm just still flabbergasted, perplexed, the words I don't even use, at the fact that this nigga Van said that these three men were his allies and they're fighting for our freedoms and our rights and our social injustices. And because Kyle Rittenhouse running for his life, right, like he fled the situation. He didn't attack them first. They came after him. Ironically, the black dude that came at him got curb stomped or kicked in the face and rolled. You see the video. That was the one black guy that could have got shot. He didn't shoot him, but he shot the three white dudes. But I just don't know what to think about most black people and the way they think when it comes to these issues and whatnot. Because I'm not rocking with y'all niggas. Vant claims to be pro-gun in whatever way, but he's nigga crap on every other issue. But yeah, I just don't understand how you could say that after all the evidence in the case and everything happened, and now you're saying you want him to have a social credit score that's negative for the rest of his life, but you don't feel that way about actual black criminals who get out of jail and they did their time, or who beat the case and they should stop being harassed and they shouldn't bother. Or maybe you do. Maybe you think that people who get out of jail or people who beat their case, if you feel like it wasn't justice enough, that they should have a social credit score and that they shouldn't be able to live. Because I'm sure most of the prison reform advocates don't feel that way. Most of the people who beat their case and still got couldn't get a job or couldn't get housing or couldn't go to college because, you know, all those are all the things we're fighting for black men and black people, right? The difference is they actually went to jail, but I got you. I don't know. What do you think, though? Like, look at the facts of the case. The kid didn't cross state lines. It was a community that he came from. The pedophile and the other dude chased after him. I'm not chasing after somebody with an AR-15. I'm just not. I don't care. I'm not chasing nobody. Should Kyle Rittenhouse have been out there? I don't think so at all. I wouldn't want my 17-year-old kid out there. Now, if it had been my family owned a business in that neighborhood, and or a friend of a family, and we were a tight-knit community, and they said, let's go out there and watch it, I'm going to be out there with my son. But I'm not letting my kid be out there by himself. I don't think he should have been out there. But he was, and that happened, and the case proved that he didn't do anything wrong. Yet, people don't feel that way, and they want to go after him. Hopefully he does not get corrupted by these situations and become the Charlie Kirks and become what everybody on the left accuses him of being, because I don't think he's there. I think there's still innocence there in him, because you saw when he said he supported BLM and all that stuff, a lot of people on the right, that's probably why he doesn't have a home other than TPS USA, whatever, because they kind of didn't like the fact that he was saying that. He was okay with them protesting and boycotting and all that other stuff. It's just when you start vandalizing other people's shit, that's when I have a problem. So that he's in a tough place. I get it. But can we use our brain here? Like, how are these men an ally? How do you know? Can you prove that? Give me the evidence. How are you making a martyr out of a bunch of felons? A kid toucher and a woman beater. Niggas, I just can't. I don't understand. That's it for me. I've uploaded a bunch of videos and just don't. I'm doing a bunch of videos. I just don't upload them. I guess I'm gonna upload this one though. I got a bunch in an arsenal that I gotta get up there. I've been focusing more on my gun channel. Go subscribe to that. New York Gun Guy, aka Black Jesus 1. I've been trying to get more and more into my 2A bag and buying guns and building guns and all that. So I've been focusing more over there. Go subscribe. I will leave a link in the description for that. Hopefully once I get some more things taken care of, and I'll try to go get my instructorship so I can be an NRA instructor eventually and a trainer. That is a goal in the future. Or UCAA, whatever. NRA is trash. They don't help. They don't do anything. But they're a necessary evil. I.e., case in point, they didn't help Kyle Rittenhouse in that situation. But yeah, that's it for me. I got this at the 10-minute mark. We out.